There are several myths that contribute to that notion. Let me just mention 3 of them rather quickly. The first myth is that cultivating close relationships in the body of Christ is for weak people, immature people, insecure, emotionally needy people. And you might say, I've got it all together. I'm pretty successful in life. I'm not really sure I need the people around me. And I look at that kind of an objection. I say, does that sound like Paul to you? Does Paul come across as emotionally weak and needy and immature? And yet he highly valued the presence of his friends in his life. The second myth is that what we're talking about today, this series that Chris is preaching through, this is for people who really don't know theology very well. You know, they're uninformed, they're really theologically illiterate. And since you're saying to yourself, I know the Bible pretty well and I've got my old doctrinal ducks all in a row, I just don't need to hear this sort of thing. Well, again, I ask, does that sound like Paul to you? Can you imagine Paul writing here, Timothy, don't bother yourself. Just stay where you are. I'm okay all alone. I've got my theology to reflect upon. I've written 13 of the 27 books of the New Testament. I'm fine. That's not what Paul says. He saw in his young spiritual son and others whom he mentions here something that theology and doctrine alone could never do for him. He needed them. And then the third myth is the most dangerous and deceptive one of all. It basically goes like this. I don't need friends. I just need Jesus. Doesn't that sound sweet and pious and godly and holy and spiritual? And it's a lie. I'm not suggesting that Jesus isn't enough, but think about Jesus himself. You remember when he called his disciples to him? We read in Mark chapter 3 that he called him those whom he desired, and they came to him. And then listen to this phrase. And he appointed 12, whom he also named apostles, so that they might be with him. Even the Son of God incarnate needed his close companions, his friends, to be with him.